Hello friends, I'm back with another deep dive into one of my latest guitars. So I've just finished this guitar this morning. I stuck the label in yesterday. It's strung up, it's ready to go. So I was asked about a year ago to build a guitar for somebody who's actually got one of my old Gypsy jazz guitars. He's got one of the very first D-holes that I made. I was thrilled when he asked me to build him another D-hole guitar, built about 10 years apart by my calculation. And this is the result. So Toby's a fantastic player, a singer, and an all-round musician, and it's a thrill to really have him playing one of my guitars because he is a real promoter of brilliant music. He's a repository of interesting songs spanning multiple genres, but he's also a fantastic Gypsy jazz guitarist. He wanted a guitar that was going to complement his 14-fret D-hole, and we chewed the fat quite a bit about what sort of guitar he might want. And this is what we came up with, and really for me this is going back to the real Selmer traditions. So Toby's other guitar is made of walnut back and sides, walnut neck, European spruce top. Very traditional for this sort of guitar. So we've gone for something a little bit different. We've got Indian rosewood on the back and sides, but we've gone for a nice walnut neck with a bit of figuring in it. Ebony fingerboard, ebony bridge, ebony headstock veneer, Albano bindings. I've also added a little rosewood fillet into the tailpiece to match the back and sides. So European spruce is great for these sorts of guitars because that's what they would have used on the original Selmer guitars, and they didn't tend to use the very best quality tops. So a lot of makers actually prefer the slightly kind of wider grained tops, but nice and straight and well cut and quartered. So the European spruce tops really suits the sound of these kind of guitars. Indian rosewood as a tone wood, in my experience, stands out as a wood that will give you real clarity and crispness. It's not as bright as something like maple, but it doesn't have the same mellow, woody sound that you might get from something like mahogany. So Indian rosewood really walks this nice line of just giving you a really crisp, crystal clear sound. It's solid back and sides, so traditionally the Gypsy jazz guitars in this style were built out of laminated back and sides because I think it captures the character of the wood a little bit better. So that's something I love about using solid wood. So with this guitar I've kind of followed quite closely the Francois Charles plans for the D-hole 12-fret short scale guitar. What does any of that mean? So, a lot of guitars in this style have a 670mm scale length. This one is 640. It's seen as the rhythm guitar in the family of Selmer style instruments. So this is the guitar that you would have seen Joseph Reinhardt playing, who was Django Reinhardt's brother in the classic quintet videos of the Hot Club of France. And a shorter scale length basically makes it a really nimble, lovely, compact instrument. The tension in the strings is a little bit less, so even if you're using the same gauge strings, because of the shorter scale length, the feel of the strings is a little bit looser, the tone's a bit sweeter. It's just a lovely instrument to play. So there's a lovely little fingerboard extension that goes over the D-shaped sound hole. We've also got quite a traditional Selmer style rosette. I've gone for the red and green, just like a lot of the original guitars. And I've even done, just for Toby, a special handmade label. We've got Schaller machine heads. These are the Grand Tune machine heads, 3 on a plate, left and right. I love these machine heads. They're super smooth, they're really well made. I'm a big fan of Schaller tuners for my slotted headstocks. I think the black hardware that you get from these slightly more modern tuners and the black tailpiece that matches gives the whole instrument quite a nice touch, I think. Where I've deviated from the design of the original Selmer guitars is my bridge is a little bit thinner. So I've been trying to shed a bit of weight, but I think the thinner bridge is a little more elegant. It doesn't need to be quite as clunky as it is on some of those old guitars. And I want to add some things on my instruments that makes them stand out a bit as an Alex Bishop guitar. So I spend a long time on the French polishing to try and aim for perfection. It's quite difficult to get it right, but the big advantage of a French polished finish is it's so thin, so little material actually goes on to achieve that high gloss. And as a result, the sound of the instrument doesn't suffer. The other advantage of the French polishing is that it's completely organic materials. There's no horrible chemicals involved. It's all hand applied. The process is quite enjoyable, really. So how does it sound? I think it sounds absolutely brilliant, this guitar, off the bat. I probably would say that, but I love the D-holes. I think the D-hole guitars, for me, have just got this big open sound. They always cut through the mix. This one is no exception. So thanks everyone for dropping by, listening to this quick deep dive into my latest guitar before it flies the nest. Click subscribe, follow me, I'm really grateful, and let me know in the comments below what sort of videos you'd like me to be making. I've got more Chord Blimey on the way, and if you don't follow that already, that's in the YouTube shorts, and that is my favourite chord in under 30 seconds or less every Sunday morning. We'll see you soon. Like and subscribe.